Well, we're here at Catahoula Tattoo in New Orleans. I've been tattooing for 42 years. I learned in 1977 in New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay. All right. Why New Orleans?
Well, my wife graduated from law school. She was getting offers from all over the country. We decided one of those offers was New Orleans, and I thought, I've never been. I could do what I do anywhere.
Okay. And what do your parents think of what you do? What would they classify your career as?
Oh, they hated it. My father thought tattoos were for criminals.
Do they still think that way?
I bought a lawnmower for him, and he was like, "You make money doing this?"
Does this help?
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the most misconception that comes with tattooing and being a tattoo artist in general?
Over the years, things have changed. You know, there's a lot of people who say to me, "You don't look like a tattoo artist." I'm like, what do tattoo artists look like?
They usually look like big and grungy and tattooed. I would say you look like a tattoo artist. You have a lot of tattoos.
You think so?
Yeah.
This is it.
That's all? That's all you have? Nothing
Each
else?
bicep? No, that's it.
Nothing else? No full body tats?
No.
Nothing?
No.
All right.
No.
What's something that you wish you could tattoo on someone else that you would probably want on your own body?
There's so many things I'd like to do, but I want it, because here at Catahoula Tattoo, we're not a pick it off the wall and put it on you. We always ask, how long have you heard about this? You know, tell me about your feelings about this tattoo. We don't want anyone regretting a tattoo, so everybody's got a different story. You could hear the tattoo gun going off in the back. You have to edit that.
Yeah.
Tattoo machine.
Okay.
Shame on me.
It's all good.
There's a
We love the sound. It's therapeutic.
There's a tattoo. No, you have to edit
We
that.
love
I
it.
said it.
Yeah.
Not the sound.
Yeah,
The sound is good.
Yeah, no, we'll edit.
So you hear the tattoo machine in the background. That's Hugo getting tattooed by our newest artist, Olivia. And we actually named Pigment after him. But he had a story about he wanted his life's journey with a rose and a vine, and he wanted to add things from his home and his grandparents, and that's so much different than I'll have the number 3 with fries. And that's the shop I wanted to open.
What was the color pigment that Hugo got?
Hugo Green.
Hugo Green.
It's
okay.
a very,
using today.
That's what you're using today?
We will be using it.
Hugo
Awesome.
is one of my first clients when we first opened.
Okay.
The shop's only been here, it's almost 3 years.
3 years?
April will be 3 years.
Okay. All right. What is the greatest compliment that you've ever received on any of the tattoos that you've given and on yourself?
Well, we had a gentleman who was so scarred from a shooting when he was young, and he never took his shirt off. Even his wife said the bedroom would have to be dark, and he thought about getting a tattoo on it. And he went around to a couple of different shops and wasn't able to find anyone to do it. He happens to be a captain at the Zulu club up the street. When he showed it to me, Zulu, we did a Zulu shield over this scar. It changed his life. His wife was telling me he's a playboy. Now he takes his shirt off every chance he can get.
That's hilarious.
And here's a guy who for 30 years would not take his shirt off.
Just completely insecure.
Well, we had, that started off, that was his first tattoo. And he's up to 17 tattoos from here.
All of them from here?
All of them from
Hell
here.
yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What makes you feel inspired to be a tattoo artist? Or what inspired you as a kid? Like, what drove you at 18, 19-year-old?
17, 16.
16, 17, okay. What drove you? What was like, I'm going to be a tattoo artist today. This is my career now.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I was going to be either comic book artist or watercolor artist.
Okay, so art was just your vibe.
I went to a school for gifted kids. Half of, I'd go to my high school in East Haven, Connecticut. Then they put me on a city bus and I'd go down to what was called ECA, Educational Center for the Arts. Now it's like ACES or something.
Okay.
Couldn't blend. I was one of those disco kids wearing silk shirts and platforms, and they were wearing ponchos. And
I mean, the silk shirts and platforms are pretty cool, though. So I mean,
they were in Birkenstocks.
Okay.
It was it was definitely feel the motion. You'd have to look at ballerinas, draw their movement. It was.
You just couldn't. That wasn't your vibe.
That wasn't my vibe, but I saw on the message board they had a cork board, watercolor artist. I was like, cool, I'm gonna apply. I could use some money. And it happened to be a tattoo parlor. Right across the street from a YMCA that I didn't even know was there. That YMCA I've been to since I was a little kid.
Okay.
And then there was a tattoo parlor. So back in the day, color printers were like a thing of the future. A lot of guys
Now
would
everyone
use,
has one.
yeah, now you can just print from your
Yeah.
phone to a color printer. But then it was just black outlines. And they would use magic markers to fill it in. And this guy had the vision, if I can get a watercolor artist, it would look so much better. That presentation, I would sell more tattoos. That was my job. So I took that job. Parents weren't happy. It was back then, there was no real bad parts of New Haven, but it was a great part of New Haven.
Comparable to New Orleans.
New Haven in the 70s. I'm Italian, so there were areas that you would go to and areas you wouldn't go to.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Just like
I
anywhere.
mean, where I tattooed was pretty downtown. It was the corner of Chapel and House Street, and back then, I mean, as soon as it got dark, the hookers would be out. So it was one of those.
Okay.
But he asked me if I wanted a tattoo, and I was like, yeah. And I'll never forget. I got a girl from school. I said to everyone at school, I'm going to tattoo. I had a line of people ready to get tattooed.
Oh, yeah.
And I did a rose with a dove, and I did it on her shoulder. It was my first one. And then I knew.
You were like, this is it for me.
I'm going to tattoo. This person's going to take this to the grave.
They are. And they are.
She did, she's
still,
dead.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Awesome. Awesome. If you could go back and tell 18-year-old self something, anything, any advice, what would you tell me?
Yeah, I would have not done all the side jobs, all the stuff that I still would have joined the service probably, but I wouldn't have come out thinking that college degree in business was the right move.
Really? Okay.
It didn't really help.
Okay.
You don't get to know your business or your customers through a business degree. You get to know them by talking to them. You get to know them by, you don't learn sales with a sales course.
No. You learn by talking and just having visceral experience.
What we're doing right now.
Is a visceral experience. There you go. I get that.
So is getting tattooed.
Okay.
So as opposed to, if your tattoo artist is wearing headphones, walk out.
Okay.
If that tattoo artist doesn't want to know anything about you, what are you doing there?
Yeah, why are you getting a tattoo? Unless you are dead set on that. But even if you're dead set on that, why wouldn't you want to talk about it? Or why wouldn't your tattoo artist want to know more about it and why you're getting it?
My idea was to make a tattoo parlor in New Orleans with music and making it an experience for the person who will never forget.
Okay.
When I got this tattoo, I got it at Catahoula Tattoo. Wait till you see this place.
Okay.
But you notice there's a lot of comic books around.
Yeah,
That
I
was
do
my-
actually.
So if I didn't cut it as a watercolor artist, I was going to be a comic book artist.
What would your comic book be? Would you have your own?
Oh, it changes all the time. It changes for every decade. It changes. But I did this Hulk on myself.
Hell yeah, that's pretty good for doing it on
So
yourself.
yeah, it's a cover up. I had an apprentice do a Wasp. Came out crappy. So
Hell yeah. Okay.
I did this, and then I had an apprentice do this, and I love that I get to teach people how to tattoo. Paulie Picasso, who you'll be interviewing somewhere down the line, never tattooed before he walked in here. Olivia's never tattooed before she
Loves it.
walked in.
It seems
Yeah.
like she loves it.
She's
pretty
nailing
into
it right now.
She's pretty into it right now. What's the most important thing that you've learned in your industry as a tattoo artist?
It's not about the money.
Really? What's
Yeah.
it about then? For you?
Money's just a byproduct of what it is.
Okay.
It's about building a brand.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really about getting people talking. I'm humbled by the overwhelming response we had when we were shot. When are you going to open? Phone was ringing. You guys need any help? We weren't doing t-shirts. I always thought t-shirts were hokey. I would never do t-shirts. We didn't have a plan B.
What was your thought process behind the tattoo logo?
Okay, what you can't see on camera is there's a red wooden, it says Catahoula Tattoo. That was our original door.
Okay.
That was this door behind